You want me to start again? What do you got?
Alright.
You got the question. All right, James.
3, 2, 1.
All right, so next topic we got.
Just say we live right now too, so.
Oh, we live.
We live. We'll see if anyone jumps on. We don't know.
Crispy Brown. It's about to go down.
You think, okay, where we
A bunch of dogs up in this town.
Rough.
All right, so question we got for you guys.
Yeah, we're on sports.
You're on sports. Obviously, what's been in the news right now is Shadur Sanders and him getting drafted so low. When he was projected to be the number 1, between the number 1 and number 5 pick originally, I assume.
That's what I heard. I don't know the whole basis on this one, so.
So there's a lot of rumors and innuendos going around about his approach to the game, his cockiness.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you draft him, you also technically drafting his father to come along as a package.
Yeah.
But do you think the NFL was trying to make an example out of him, or is it more based on his skill level in comparison to the other players drafted before him?
Probably both. Just based off what I know. If they might try to make a little bit of example just so that people know, hey, like just cause you're good or you have a name or something, like that doesn't mean you're above everyone else or whatever, right? You know what I mean? Like some people may put you there, but with us, we're letting you know that's not flying kind of thing. And it could be skill too, because I've heard too, like he's not, I guess, the greatest, or not greatest, but like the best one out of all the drafts right now. He's not the best, maybe even the best. Is he a quarterback?
Quarterback.
He's probably not even the best quarterback. I'm not too sure. Don't roast me on this one, right? But with him, I think that's what it is. It's probably a mixture of both. So I'm not too sure with him. I know that like you said, he dropped all the way to 5th round and got selected, I think, by the Cleveland Browns. So
Yeah, I feel as if it's more along the side where the NFL is trying to make an example. Just because you have the last name of Sanders doesn't automatically automatically mean that you could be drafted so high.
yeah.
I think when you have such a father figure of Deion Sanders or someone of that caliber, it comes in certain expectations, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think when you compare him to other quarterbacks coming into the league that he meets that upper echelon of like top tier quarterbacks.
Yeah.
We're not experts. We're not scouting people, but you have to keep in mind, you have to kind of have faith that these people that saw him play in his college level, when you compare him to other quarterbacks, he doesn't meet that criteria.
Probably.
You know what I mean? So, and I gotta think that if you're gonna draft Shadur, Deion is looking down the pipeline and saying, you know what? If they get my son, maybe I can have a coaching job in the future. So then you have coaches worried about their job, right? And I don't know. It's almost like the NFL is taking a playbook out of the whole. I know it's a far reach, but they're taking a playbook out of the whole LeBron and Bronny situation in the NBA.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, LeBron is this all-star caliber player, right? There's so much pressure on Bronny, he's bound to fold, right?
Okay.
Same thing with Shadur. There's so much pressure on his head because of who his dad is.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not going to be as good, or he's going to try too hard to be as good as his dad, even though he's going to play a different position. There's still that pressure on top of his head where you got to be at this level, when he really is probably at this level. You know what I mean? So they have to take all those things into consideration. So do you want to take that chance on Shadur?
I mean,
Spend that type of money? Wait for him to develop to get to a top tier quarterback level? I don't know. I don't think the NFL is paying money like that to someone that hasn't proven himself in an NFL jersey.
I mean, I think from here, this could work in his favor if he wants it to, being drafted 5th round.
chip on
Like
the
I know,
shoulder.
like I know it's like you're supposed to go, projected as what I heard, first round, top 5 or whatever. But if it's not everyone feeling that you deserve to be there, because there's some people who probably think it might have been a mix of like, why is he top 5? He's not, maybe he's a top 15, top 20, but top 5. Da, 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 da.
Oh, apparently
So-
he's nice. He's not bad.
I'm not with the NFL and stuff. I know there's little things that can drop you in the draft. Like it could be something minor to you, but to them it's something massive. And you can go from top 5 to maybe closer to 30th pick or something like that. Like it could just drop you, right? So his went all the way 5th round, right? So that's a big drop. That's a knock to your ego for sure, especially with that and knowing that you're supposed to go there.
Yeah.
But if he's smart, he can use this from here, humble yourself, go quiet, and just work. You're on the Cleveland Browns, so it's not to say you have some big following. Like they haven't been good for how, like, I think just recently they were good. What, last year I think they did decent. I think they made the playoffs. Did they make the playoffs last year? Cleveland? The Browns? I think so. Or they were close to it. Something. But
Did the Cleveland Browns make the playoffs last year?
I can't remember. I think they were close to it.
Yes, the Cleveland Browns did make the playoffs last
You got
year,
that.
which was the
Okay.
2023
So
season.
All right,
they have improved from whatever. So you can take that now and push them further. Get them back to okay, I don't know if he's going to start. I don't know who the quarterback is, but I don't know if he's going to start this year for them or whatever. Even if you don't, look back. When you get in there, do your thing.
Yeah.
And you can work your way up. So if you can do something for in Cleveland, even if you don't win a title, but if you just get them to like the finals,
Yeah.
a Super Bowl, let them see a Super Bowl, you'll be a god almost in Cleveland.
Facts.
You win, oh my gosh.
And a lot of people.
Who's LeBron in Cleveland now? You know what I mean? Like, he can take over.
And another thing is, like, to piggyback on what you're saying about him being humble, he can do that, but also use it as a chip on your shoulder. You know what I mean? All right, all these teams passed on me. I didn't get picked in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd round. I'm gonna show you guys what's up. Right? You could also use it as leverage to make him better and to show these guys that they made a mistake not drafting him so high. You see them at NBA lots of times. There's lots of players that get drafted so low and then they come out of nowhere. They're like a top 2. One example, Russell Westbrook. You know what I mean? Look, he didn't have no shit with Kobe Bryant, even though he got drafted pretty high. No one expected him to be that good.
Yeah.
He wasn't the #1 pick, but But
Yeah.
he developed his game. There's people that get chosen at a later stage in the draft, and they use it as motivation to get better. Show everybody, yo, listen, I should have been drafted #1. It's time to show improve. So, I mean, my only advice to Shador is show them what's up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Use it as a chip on your shoulder.
Listen, I have to laugh because on the live here we got, our boy, Beezy Buds, Clay Davis. Man said, how did I know he was going to bring up LeBron?
This guy. Hey, how's that 4-1 sweep looking almost? They gave him a gentleman sweep. And you know what's funny? What's his name? Anthony Edwards even said, yo, I'm sending you and your pops home early. Show and improve. Show and improve.
Well, yo.
But if,
Shout out to Beezy Buds. What up?
yeah, but if, like I said, if Shador, like you said, if he can transition or make this somehow benefit his career, then I still believe that he can make noise. Like it's only a draft, bro. Your career's not over. Your
Like I
life's not
said,
over.
the draft is a draft. It just puts you somewhere. It just gets you in there. That's all it really does.
And a lot of people say, as long as you get your foot wet, as long as you get your foot in there, the sky's the limit.
It's what you do. Now it's what you do. All this stuff that just happened,
Yeah.
make that your past. You have a new start now. You're in the NFL. All right, work your way up. You're on Cleveland. Work your way up. Don't worry about the camera and the glitch. Like, just play your game.
Yeah.
And especially if you have a good game, don't get boastful now. Be like, see, I told you, you didn't want to draft me. And then from there, next game, you do crap.
Yeah.
So you just gotta stay, humble.
Stay humble.
Good. And as we're saying, as you're talking about LeBron, we'll ease leads into the ball section of this here, and it's not necessarily LeBron, but you was asking about something about Curry.
Yeah, so another thing that's been brought up is Steph Curry, can he now be considered the GOAT? So not forget about top shooter of all time. You know, he has he has an Olympic title, he has NBA championships, he's got MVPs. Is it time to include him in the GOAT discussion? Period.
If
Not just as a shooter, as a player, as a GOAT.
Just saying this, if he wins this year,
Forget, even if he doesn't win this.
okay, if he doesn't
Even
win,
if
so he has what, 4 titles?
He has 4 titles. Same as LeBron, right? He doesn't have as much MVPs. But to see the level that he plays at this age, right? And to see that, he's capped it off finally with an Olympic title, right? Does he really have more to prove? He's 36. He'll be turning 36 next year.
For just on an overall basis, no, I don't think he has more to prove to say he is a great player or one of the great players. GOAT conversation, I think you can bring him up because again, like he has 4. He didn't ride anyone's coattail. He was either the 1 or 2. Forget, okay, he didn't get the MVPs for the fun. But like nowadays, it seems kind of like with those, like a few of those finals MVPs, it was just someone who popped up. Because like, didn't Iguodala got one, right?
That's right. And
Is he like all season? Iguodala is not an MVP. You weren't even bringing him up in the MVP category, like for the whole regular season. So for him to get it there is just because okay, he had a spark. It was whatever he was at the moment. He was that. He was a difference maker. That's what it was. Not necessarily he was the MVP, but he was a difference maker, right? So Curry didn't get those or whatever. But I think if someone wants to, if you're talking and you're like, yeah, Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, someone says. I think Steph's gonna be. I think Steph's gonna be there. I'm not gonna like be like, ha, that's stupid.
Okay. No,
Right?
no.
I think you can put him in there. He's not getting it.
All right. Well, let's just say, I'll continue on what you were going to say. Let's just say he does eventually, if he wins one more championship. So that'll put him at number 5. So that'll put him, technically, I guess, 1 above LeBron.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what-
If he, now, winning it this season is far-fetched. I don't
And
think
that's
they'll-
if he now.
It's a
If
hard.
he does do it because it's far fetched, I think you're gonna have to put him.
Oh, no, not
You have to.
But if he wins this 5th, would you put him a step above LeBron?
Yes.
So,
If he does it this season in this condition right
figure,
now.
let's say he does it, okay, if he does it
No,
this
no,
season.
it does factor in. It will factor to me because it does show a tough one. He wasn't. Golden State wasn't ranked the number 1 team. He didn't have. It wasn't like okay, yeah, these guys are good. If you're betting, you can make some money on them this year. You know what I mean? Like for them to win because when they were top, like you can't bet on them. Like they're the favorites.
Yeah.
Whatever. But if he were to do it this year, yes, because you could look at this title and be like, he has 1 more than LeBron, and this title was a tough one. He did fight through, just like how your boy Kobe had to win one without Shaq, whatever, and he did it. Yeah, he had Gasol, whatever, but I mean, Gasol isn't a Shaq. He is a player. He was good, and he was it, but you're not comparing him to Shaq as a partner. You would take Shaq probably over him. Right? So he did win it. He did win it twice, right? Without Shaq, right? So if Steph can do it one in a position where he's not the number 1 guy, like his team is not ranked number 1, they have to fight through and get there. He doesn't have Clay, right? All he has is really a Draymond, and Draymond isn't the Draymond or whatever.
No, you got a Jimmy Butler now.
Okay, he has a Butler, but again, remember, and there's an argument. Jimmy came there. He didn't go to Jimmy.
True. But
he hasn't left Golden State either.
And Curry's never going to leave Golden State.
Right, so that's where he's going to retire, and that's it. Probably most likely that's how it's going to go. So I think if he does get one this year, especially, and if he pulls off a Finals MVP, definitely. Yeah. If you don't want to put him in the GOAT talk, then you're taking LeBron out of that GOAT talk. That's how I look at it because Because what are you gonna say that he did that to what? Oh, because he showed all these points. All right, that's great. That's longevity too. And yes, you have to be at a certain. But if you started, if Steph came out, played the same amount of years with the threes that he makes and stuff, you're telling me he wouldn't be even a little bit closer. Maybe he might not have broken it because injuries, whatever. Remember, he had those injuries.
I was just about to
Right?
say that.
So if he wasn't injured, he's still hitting three. He's maybe not as much as now, but it could be. He has all those threes that he missed, and if he came out of high school.
Yep. There's a couple variables there, like you said. Right? He was injury prone in the beginning of his year. Like you said, he has those ankle injuries, right? If he didn't have those ankle injuries, the series where they lost Draymond Green because he got kicked out because of
The suspension.
the suspension, right? If those two things weren't there, I would give Curry at this point one more championship, right? That would put him above. LeBron really has the face, and I'll concede.
Yeah.
Like,
If we switch it up, okay.
I'll concede. LeBron deserves his flowers. Like, that's even hard for me to say. You know what I mean? LeBron deserves his flowers, but he's had so much help along the way. You know what I mean? He's had D Wade. He's had Kyrie.
Wade, Bosh.
He's had Bosh.
Then you have Shaq for a second.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I don't really mention him. But if you just want to mention names.
But regardless, though, listen. 4 championships is 4 championships.
Yeah.
I'm not going to take that away from him, right? But if Curry can, like you said, pull this off, and seeing what he already has under his resume, you have to at least put him. I'll go as far as to say number 3. I'll put him at number 3. I'm the greatest of all time. Me personally, I definitely wouldn't put him above Jordan. And you know I'm biased. Kobe's my boy.
Get at him. You know he's gonna get at you.
Kobe's my boy. And obviously, top tier level is Jordan, right? But LeBron he still lacks that killer mentality. You know, I know he's had a few episodes or a few games where he's taken over, but for someone of Curry's stature, right? Just picture this.
Okay.
Curry, compared to obviously he's tall, right? Compared to us, like he's a baller.
But
he's small in comparison to other people.
Yeah.
For someone to drop 30, 40, 50 points, he had a 50 game point this season, right? And to go against the level of competition that he's going against. And remember, his primary source of points are 3-pointers. Hitting a 3-pointer consistently is extremely hard. You know what I mean? So for him to continue to do that year after year, win championships, right? Be amazing at 3-point shooting. You have to give him his flowers and say, you know what? I would actually put this guy above LeBron. If he wins over a championship, I'll put him above there. Yeah. But
definitely has to. And again, he's changed.
He changed the landscape of the game for sure.
He changed like every single person thinks they can hit a 3. Like teams, big. You can't be a big man. You can play post. They want you to shoot threes. Like that's crazy to change that mentality of the game.
Yeah. And I know that
to that point. Whether people feel it's ruined, I'm not going to say he ruined the game. He didn't ruin it. He did what he needed to do. No one told everyone else to go to shoot threes. That we have to do that now. When people say that, oh, that's the way the game is now. That doesn't mean it got better. That doesn't mean it's better.
Listen.
So
Another argument you can make is who's guarding LeBron as soon as he touches half court? Not a lot of teams. Who's guarding Curry as soon as he touches half court? That's a threat right there. Any man that can consistently shoot from so deep, you have to give him like that respect. Not to say that LeBron doesn't deserve respect, but like you said, Curry has changed the game. Like you didn't see people shooting from half court consistently back in our years. So back in like the Jordan era, the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, you didn't see people pulling up from half court and shooting it. Wash. Nowadays, you have to guard people half court because of what Curry brings to the game. But as far as
you know what, you do and you don't, because now it's just you got to see who can actually hit that. There's a difference. I I know there's a lot of guys who can do, like, there's guys who can do, but there's a lot who can't, and I'm talking consistent, like, where you feel like, okay, I can't let this guy cross half, or, you know, once they cross half, they're a super threat. That's really just Steph. I don't care, you can bring up whoever else you want to in the league, maybe you could say Clay at the time, but I mean, even right now, you still can't just be like, all right, I'll let Steph shoot from the half.
You can't let him shoot anyway. You can't, and that's what I'm saying. Like LeBron, you can kind of like say, okay, if this guy's taking a half-court shot, all right, let him take it.
He may hit it if he's hot.
He may hit it, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't garner.
He doesn't get that threat.
Right, he doesn't garner that same respect that Steph has, right?
Yeah.
And to me, when you do comparisons of GOATs like the Jordans, the Kobe's, the LeBrons, you have to think about that respect killer instinct. Who do you fear that can kill you on the court? Lots of people fear Curry right now.
Yeah.
Do you fear LeBron? I don't think he garners that same type of fear from other players.
Yeah. Only I think now you fear if you see he's on, and even that, even when he's on again, you don't fear that you're gonna lose the game though. Even when he starts to take over kind of thing, or gets in his triple double bag or whatever it is, he's still doing that and they're still losing games.
Yeah.
So there's that. But I want to go question here because he said Kobe effed himself. If he would have kept Shaq, he would have had 6 or 7 rings. Do you believe that?
So yes, back in my early, so I know that this differs from what I said earlier on. No, it's a good point. It's a good point. Did Kobe mess it up? Sure. But at the same time, we're looking at, all right, so here was Kobe's issue with Shaq. Shaq wasn't in peak condition, right? So when you see someone that's not putting in that type of effort or that type of work into becoming a championship caliber team, like you know you should be, the same argument is going on with Luka right now. I mean, if I'm a leader of the team, which was Kobe was, right? And right now, LeBron's the leader of the Lakers, right? If I'm seeing that my teammate isn't putting in that effort to become a championship type caliber player, physical-wise, I'm gonna call him out. And if they don't want to be here, then peace. But what happened? Even without Shaq, like you said, Kobe won. You know what I mean? So I think I don't put the full blame on Kobe. Shaq has to hold some. Shaq has to hold some of that.
Shaq said it himself too.
Right.
Shaq did when they did their one-on-one.
Yeah.
They talked to each other. Yeah.
But could they have won with Shaq? Of course. Like no one's gonna argue that. But I feel if you need to call it a player, then call him out. Right? But I wouldn't put it solely on Kobe. Like Shaq has to win.
Shaq even said himself, I was lazy. I didn't put in the effort all the time, which I could see, like if you're that big of a guy, I want to take, like who's stopping me? Like I get the mentality, like you know what I mean. You shouldn't have that, but I understand. Like I'm in the league already. I'm here. Look at me. Like I'll take a break. I don't have to bust my tail every. Look how big I am. If I want to take over, I'll take over. But that's Kobe wanted. He wanted that mentality every night from Shaq. And Shaq didn't maybe give every night, or maybe took something to rile Shaq up to get to that point. But I can see from both ends.
And to be fair, like being someone of that size, it's hard to carry that weight for 48 minutes straight and be and Shaq was dominant still. Like he was dominant for the majority of his career. But as he got a little bit older, he won a championship in Miami. But as you get a little bit older, you do put on a little bit more fat. You know what I mean? It's not rocket science. It's just how life works. So everybody needs somebody in their corner to push them to that level. And Kobe was that voice in his ear. And if Shaq didn't like it, then Shaq didn't like it. But could they have won more championships? Of course. That's not even debatable. But at the same time, if you're not meeting the standards of what it takes to win a championship, then
it's going to be harder, or you're not going to get it. Okay, so as we're still talking about Lakers, and we'll transition that to them. We're talking about Doncic, or sorry, however you say it.
It's called Luka.
Luka. Speaking of Dallas, GM,
Nico
called him, gave him the idiot thing of the year, probably. Is he still looking like that now with the Lakers exit?
So I was on the bandwagon of the whole let's hate Nico Harris type of level, right? But if you're thinking about it in the big picture, and this is before Lakers even got kicked out by Minnesota. Everybody knew the health issues with Luka, right? That wasn't a secret. And obviously everybody knows the health issues with AD. But I'm looking at Luka and I'm thinking about, I don't think he's going to get much better defensively. You know what I mean? I don't think he's going to get any faster. I don't think he's going to be able to move his feet any quicker. So when you think about defense, I think Dallas or Nico saw that. Listen, we've been on this guy year after year after year after year. His health is still an issue. His weight management is still an issue. How much better is he going to be? So they took that gamble with AD. At least with AD, you can consistently see that, okay, a healthy AD can get you boards. He can obviously get you points. He's a good passer. He's still considered, if not the best center in the league when it comes to all-around gameplay, right? So if we're fast-forwarding now to next year, hands down, I think Dallas won. When you put together a healthy AD, a healthy Kyrie, a healthy Klay Thompson, versus an aging LeBron and a overweight Luka Doncic, I'd give the cards to Dallas for sure. What about you?
Yeah, I think listen, I thought the same thing. I was like, why would you make it? It's not even that you make a trade, it's who you made it to. That's what I think was the main thing, or one of the big things for people was that, okay, you traded him, your reason, understandable, I guess. Lakers? Like, to me, I know when people make trades or with sports, they usually say, don't trade within, like, send them to the other side. Send them to the east. Or, I know, okay, Dallas and Lakers, they're not in the same division. They're the same conference. They're still Western, but I don't think they're in the same division. So, okay, yeah, don't trade within your division either. Like, especially caliber like that, unless you're getting something back. But, yeah, the thing was the Lakers. All the teams like, why would you do the Lakers? And like, LeBron, like, that's what made it a little like, oh, here we go. That's why everyone thought LeBron didn't know anything. I kind of believe that he didn't, because of the way it went down. I believe maybe, I don't think he had a say in it. I don't know if he knew right away when it happened. I can believe that. I don't think anyone knew. I think it really was a shock to everyone except for, is it Polanski? Is it the
Lakers GM.
Lakers GM and Harris. Yeah. The only one who knew was Harris, obviously, because they were shocked. Like, imagine you're the Lakers GM, you're chilling, and all you hear is your phone rings. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Harris, yeah, you want Doncic?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's crazy. So I think, and people think something else might have went down behind the scenes for that to happen just like that fast.
I gotta think though, like, a lot of people say LeBron didn't know, but it's LeBron, man. Like, you have to think, like, he knew something. Like, those moves don't get made without, you know, what do you think if this is the secret?
But do I need LeBron's approval on a Doncic trade? Like, was he going to say no?
You don't
saying that's what I'm pertaining to him being involved, as in, like, maybe they went, hey, LeBron, we're going to get Doncic, okay? And that's it. Maybe that right before it happened. Maybe that, but I don't think there was a, hey, LeBron, we're thinking Doncic, what do you think?
But LeBron
could have, but I don't know, the way it went down middle of the night, like, you know what I mean? Like,
but that even brings more credence to, you know what, maybe he didn't. Maybe he didn't know. It makes it even more unbelievable. When in actuality, he probably did know and probably gave it the green light. Listen, they didn't win a championship since.
But he wouldn't know because he wouldn't know because it's not like the Lakers went to them to say, oh, we want LeBron, we're gonna go try and get there. Dallas called them and said, hey, I think that's how I get it. Dallas, obviously, if you're trading someone, I'm gonna call you.
Yeah.
Remember, there was no other team. He went to the Lakers. So I can understand LeBron didn't know it's going to happen. The Lakers didn't even know it was going to happen. the way it's explained.
But they can still say no.
But they're not gonna say no. I can see maybe it might have been a, hey, we want to trade Doncic for Davis and da 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 da.
Mhm.
It could have been a, give me a second, let me call you back. Yo, LeBron, these guys want to give us Doncic for da 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 da. We're gonna take the deal. Da da da. LeBron might have been like, okay.
See, I see that.
And then when? So his involvement, what people say involvement in, I think they're saying he gave approval or gave a nod into like, okay, I'll take it. No, I knew ahead of time. No, I think if he knew anything, I think it went down like that. Like it was in the spur of the moment kind of thing. Or it may have even been a text like, oh, he might have been on the phone and at the moment, yo, we're getting Doncic. I kept talking.
Let me throw you something for a little bit.
Mhm.
You're LeBron, right? I'm AD. You get that phone call. You call me, letting me know. Even if the GM says, yo, you can't tell AD.
It's a done deal? Yeah, I'll call you.
Even though the GM says, yo, listen, you can't even tell AD, you know what I mean? This might look bad. You know, we have a game coming up, Ray.
LeBron.
Let us have
LeBron. I'll tell him if I want. I'm LeBron. You can tell me I can't tell him? Come on now, dog. Yeah, I don't think so. I think LeBron would. If it's supposed to be boy, I don't know the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a D Wade, I see him talking D Wade for sure.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? I see him calling him right in front of him. What? Don't tell who? What? Wait, you're traded. You know what I mean? Or you got traded.
Yeah.
Well, I can see him telling me that because it happened. If it's in a process, maybe he delays it because Davis might be like, talk to the man, yo, don't you trade me.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's done, where it's in script, it's already happened. LeBron says, yo, B, they just told me they traded you.
Yeah.
Like they didn't, like, there was no discussion with me or nothing. They just said they traded you. I'm just giving you that heads up. If he's not supposed to know, and I'm gonna tell him, like, listen, you don't know this, but they traded you, dog. Deal with whatever you have to do. When they tell you, you need to act shocked, whatever. You did not hear anything from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of, you know, so.
I mean, that relationship is at the end of the day, they won a championship together. So that's something that they could hang their hat on.
Yeah.
But as far as them winning another one, even if they kept AD, considering how deep the West is, I feel as if the trade kind of worked for both favors, even though I still think the trade works better for Dallas. Listen, like it's gonna lose. Luka is a generational talent, so if you have a chance to get him, give it, no hands down. But again, you're gonna have to take upon the responsibility of keeping on top of him about his weight and then his defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that gonna get any better? I don't think so. But the pairing of Luka and LeBron is definitely, if we're talking about a business here, it's gonna bring in ticket sales, obviously. Like you're gonna make money with the two of them pairing as Batman and Robin. So they're not losing financially. If anything, they're gaining. If you put two superstars on a team, it could have been anybody. It could have been LeBron and KD. It could have been Kyrie coming back and pairing up with LeBron. It doesn't matter, right? At this point in the game, seeing where LeBron is as far as age is concerned, I don't see a championship in the future. However, I do see a mission to continue ticket sales. Luka is going to bring in ticket sales. Now, as a business, if that's all that you're concerned about, go for it. Luka's only, what, 25, 26?
Yeah, honestly, I can't blame the Lakers for taking the trade, especially with AD being like injured in that sense. But
so who do you think goes deeper next year? LA or Dallas? You have to put monopoly money on. Who goes deeper?
I gotta know what the like. Are your both teams healthy?
Yeah, healthy. A healthy Lakers team versus a healthy Dallas team.
With who they have now,
Who they have right now.
They go to next season. They don't.
Next season,
They
yeah.
don't change up.
Same squad.
Same squad.
Yeah.
Might have to go Dallas.
Yeah.
Just cause they don't depend on but they know they can learn to play without Davis. Because they've been playing without this, right? Kyrie just got hurt the end, so whatever. Kyrie will do what Kyrie does, right? Thompson can
Still good.
find some little bit of consistency in himself, or find a game. Maybe not the old game. Maybe that's what he needs to get away from. Not trying to be the old Clay and just pop off and shoot. Like still shoot, but man, can find a different way to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do that, and I think they can.
They can make some noise.
Yeah, I think I don't even think the Lakers like. So it's a weird spot. Like I mean, they could if they figure it out, and LeBron and Luka figure out some type of system, then.
But that's
They gotta get, you know what they did? They don't have the Jordan mentality though, but you gotta get your team involved, and that's what Jordan did, right? He had to figure it out, like when people kept saying, yeah, you're a great scorer, but you don't win, you can't win with him. He had to figure it out, like, I gotta get my team involved, I gotta get these guys, you know, I gotta get myself healthy, probably, but I gotta get these guys involved, and that's what LeBron has to do with Luka, like actually get them involved, not, oh, you're involved to help me score. I gotta get you guys to score. You guys are gonna be able to play without me on the court.
yeah. I just think that this is. I don't think Pelinka was really thinking, because you have, like I said, you have an aging LeBron. You have a defense deficiency, Luka Doncic, Luka, right?
That's the part.
I mean, your only real shining bright light. I'm not to say Luka's not a bright light, but is Austin Reeves. Like he's still up and coming, and he can develop, and he can get better. You know what I mean?
What's his name? Starts with an H, his last name.
Hayes?
Hamanga.
Oh,
Yeah, I think he wears goggles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I think he was the second top scorer in their elimination game.
Uchimera.
Yeah, I think it was
He could play.
Luka, him, and then LeBron. Those were the top three.
Rui Uchimera.
Yeah.
Yeah, if those other role players can step up, then sorry, I will give Lakers a chance. But what do you still do with LeBron and Luka? Like they're still going to be your pillars of the team.
And this is another one. Is LeBron and Luka in 82 games?
No.
So how many games you getting out of him? How many games you getting out of Luka? Like Dallas can just be like, all right, we got to learn to play without Davis kind of thing. But
Yeah, they're still good.
Because remember when Luka was out there, they were winning. They
Yeah.
still found a way to win
Yeah.
too, right?
Yeah.
And what they were saying for Luka, why he was able to get away with certain things on defense, because he had the help behind
That's
him.
right. Yeah.
If he doesn't have that help in LA, and this is why I was like, yo, LA, you should have found a way to get Davis. If they had Davis,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Now I'll say, okay, Lakers can be a threat. Because you got Luka, yeah, his defense isn't the greatest, but if he can give you a 40% defense with Davis behind him helping, you're good. But that 60% you ain't getting from Luka is getting exposed being with the Lakers. So who's the Lakers' big man? I don't know who their big man is.
I mean, I wish Clay was still on the line, because our bet still goes on about LeBron having another championship. So
I'm winning! Bring it up in the chat.
what do we got next?
What was it? I think it was. We'll run from the sports a little bit. Was there another sports one? Oh no, we talked about it. All right, we're good. We covered that.
All right.
What are we doing? Relationship?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was looking at. All right.
All right. So
Okay, so this is for everyone out there. You can. If you're a female, you can obviously go the other way. If for a guy, you know. Oh, I mean, if you're a guy, you can switch it.
it can go either way.
Okay, go. Pop a question. Then we'll reverse it.
Listen.
Okay.
All right. So you're obviously in a relationship. Is this a big no-no?
Yeah. Let's see.
Is farting during sex?
Oh, we going there. Okay, go.
Is farting during sex a big no-no? So you're in the bed.
I thought we were going to the God.
Oh, we'll do
That's
that.
why I said man motion.
We'll do that after. We'll do
Okay,
this after.
okay, it's farting during sex or no. Like, okay.
It's farting during sex and no. So, I don't think I have to be specific here. I'll have to break it down.
Is it okay for
in layman terms.
Would there be certain kinds for you? Or is it a no for you completely?
Listen. let me choose my words carefully. Alright? If it gets to like a level 10, it smells like you've had onions and tacos all day from morning till night. I can bear it for a few seconds. You know, I can go like a couple minutes, but if it's getting to the point where I need a gas mask, we need a timeout. A timeout. It doesn't have to end the session. I'm not saying it's over and done with, but we're gonna have to work on
Take a five.
we're gonna have to work on the diet meat, whatever it is. We're gonna have to work on something. We'll take a 5, open up the windows. Then we could go back to business, you know what I mean? But if it's consistently during the hour or whatever the long you're going for, it's just coming out like gas after gas after gas, you know, we might have to continue this another time. Now, if I find it, then you might have to deal with it still.
This guy says different standard.
I'm just saying, it's a different standard. It's a different standard.
You know what? You know what? Hold on. Just thinking about that. I'm not trying to imagine you in positions and things like that. But I'm just saying, overall, I can see you saying that. You know, allow it because if you're in the doggy position and she lets you rip, my body's right here. Eh? Like that's coming on. You're hitting me.
I mean, you can still do the turnover.
No, I know, but
Still
that's your face, but your body's right there. So you're gonna feel that air hit you regardless. But if it's you now, she ain't behind you. The smell's going there. I'm good. The smell. Don't worry. Go keep your head there. You're not smelling nothing. I could do that, right? You could do that.
Hold on.
So
Hold on. No, wait.
If you have a fan,
we need a timeout.
if you have a fan,
No.
get the fan going.
Timeout. I know we don't want to talk about it, but what do you mean if she's behind you?
I said no. She's not behind you.
Oh, I heard.
Yo, man, what are you trying to say here?
Yo, we need to rewind that. I could have sworn I heard if she's behind you.
That is not okay. If I had said that, that is not what I was referring to. I'm saying she's not behind you,
Yeah.
so you can like whiff it away. She's in front, right? But I'm saying if you're behind her and she farts, if you're in that position and she farts, you're feeling that air hit here. Hopefully it's just air.
Yeah.
Because if something comes out to it, I don't know. But I think the session's done right there.
Yeah. And if we're gonna have adult conversations and we're speaking honestly, females do something that's called grief.
Yeah, but as I was explained to you, that's our fault.
That's right.
That's
So
on us.
that is not. I don't see that as problematic, right? Because that's different.
And you know that one.
That's
You can
right.
tell because
That's
there's no real smell to it as far as
That's
I know.
So, but if we're talking about the stuff that comes out of your anal cavity, like that's different. You know what I mean?
Listen, if we okay, now if this is a first time we're thinking, it might be a little different. If I'm deep in my marriage, I don't give a shit. Fart all the fucking on. Like, not all you want, but it can go on, especially if we ate. We just had dinner together. I know what you ate.
All right.
I can't be mad now, you know what I mean? We eat the same food and we're eating together, now I'm gonna get mad. Well, why you farting? Well, why did you feed me beans? Like, you know what I mean? Or whatever it is.
All right. Cool.
So I can't be mad at you.
All right. Can't be mad.
Just let me fart too and then we're good.
All right. That's cool.
I'll stench.
What if-
Stench for stench.
All right. Cool. What if the first one was the second one was had a little bit of a gurgle there?
Listen.
Listen, you know what I'm getting to. But the third one, yo, she's straight out bad news. You took a time out?
Take your time. Done. The session is finish.
You're married, though, but you just
No,
said you're married.
no. I said, no. You said fart. That's shitting. That's two different things. Farting and shitting are two different things, dog. Okay? You
No,
fart.
should have in the past.
If you just fart and we're thinking, okay, listen, like I said, I'm not saying you can just keep going and going and going. That's just okay. Now we gotta stop. Right?
Do you
But
continue after that, or you just have that connection?
if you let one, it's just the noise. We're going, and if we're transitioning position or something, it happens. I can allow that because we're moving. I'm not expecting you to hold yourself the whole thing. You're gonna get into it. That also shows they're into it, right? Because they're not thinking about anything. You're putting in your work. So it came out because she's comfortable and relaxed. That's cool. But if we're there, you're just going off, oh yeah, you're like, no, we're gonna, you know what? Go to the washroom, what you gotta do, if it's something you need to do. We can continue this session. I'm gonna go get a bite, or I'm gonna go take a drink, whatever it is. We'll come back, continue.
I know some men out there like,
Depending on who you are. If you're a baddie, yeah, I might. But like I said, I'm in the married zone, so I can't be like, yo. It'll be, I might do the same thing, If it's saying, okay, you know what? We'll take a break, do what you gotta do. We'll come back, we'll pick up, we'll continue. I can't kick her out and send her home and be like, oh, we're done. We're together.
You probably raised a good point there. If the girls are baddie, right? So
that's for the single. If it's single life, single life.
Ain't nobody calling Jay-Z ugly, right? But let's say,
nobody calling him ugly? Is that what you said?
Ain't nobody calling him ugly, right? But I'm saying,
oh, so he's pretty. He's handsome.
When you look at someone like Beyonce, for example, right?
Yeah.
If she passed gas, or even going further than that, if she shot at herself during that session,
I'm making
is Jay-Z the type of person where,
yeah, make a track out of that. What do you say?
Is Beyonce, no, you ain't stopping, we're still going. Or do you think Jay-Z is the type of say, you know what? No, I'm gonna call it quit on Beyonce. I don't think
Beyonce's controlling that session.
Facts. I don't think Jay-Z holds the cards in that. No. Yo, you better take this.
No.
Fart and everything. You better smell it.
Yeah.
You better open up those big nostrils.
Let's go, Jigga. Take this. Okay. Take this. Sell this.
Right? But,
sell this weight.
Interesting topic. What do you guys think? There should be a poll on that too. If your significant other passes gas, you still going, or are you taking a time out?
And if you're single or you're dating, and the person you're dating, you guys are having your time, and that happens. Say it's your first time together, do you allow it, or this is now maybe
There's the
fifth
door.
or sixth time? There's been times before.
There's the door.
Okay. Next, the next one I had along that relationship thing was you had asked, if your girl was a low-key gun runner or drug smuggler, would you keep it under wraps if the money was proper? Yeah. So if your girl, or for girls, if your man was like,
No, let's switch it up. If
oh no, I'm saying girls can answer too from that aspect,
okay.
but for our conversation, yeah.
You wanna go first?
If my girl was a
Say so she was a drug runner or she was a gun runner, and let's say she didn't tell you, right? But you saw all this money coming in.
Okay, she didn't tell me.
She didn't tell you. You didn't ask questions until it got a little bit. It got a little bit questionable now. You know what I mean? Would you confront her about it? Or would you just allow it and let her do her thing and you don't have to know anything?
So I don't know anything yet.
You don't know anything yet.
But I'm seeing money comes in.
Right.
You don't have a 9 to 5 clearly because you're not.
No. But she's a boss.
And the money's just coming in.
She's coming in like a boss.
Okay.
Do you care?
Is this me now?
Yeah.
Or am I just a general average guy thinking this? Is this me? Am I answering as me?
All right, let's do both. Let's do you.
me,
Yeah.
how I am,
Yeah.
I ain't asking no question because I know what's going on. I have an idea of what's going on.
Yeah.
And I know that if I ask and she tells me, one, now I have information. So if I get questioned, I might be bummy. I can't even really just say I don't know anything because I could ramble and say something that, oh, I thought you didn't know. How come you knew? Right? Two, that means I can never leave her because she'll kill me because I know shit. That's true.
Yeah.
Right? Most of the time that's what
Good
happens.
point, yeah.
Right? You know so much that now you're at a point where I don't want this life no more. You say, this is not for me. I don't want to be a part of it. They'll be like, you can't go nowhere. You know too much. Right? So you have to stay with me or I might have to kill you. That's what might happen. So I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to question. I'm not going to ask nothing. And it comes in, done. I don't know anything. I'm not a part of nothing. So I'm not going to say nothing.
Yeah.
Now the average dude might approach me and say, and be like, oh, where you get all this money from? How come you're able to afford this life? Like, how come you? And they might turn around and be like, if I tell you, I'm gonna have to kill you. If that's told to you now I'm gonna add something else to it. What do you do?
I'm not saying shit. I'm not saying nothing.
Do
Listen,
you want to know still though?
do I want to know? I would rather know the people she's running with, right? If the people that she's running it have her safety as top tier priority, and the money's right, I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. Now, if I know that they're kind of shady and these guys like they kill just for the heck of it, and you're just there as a plant, and if it goes down, then they end up killing you. If I know that's the mentality, I'm not saying, listen, the money's good, the money's alright, but I don't like the people that you're running with. Let's get you home. Even though the money's been good and it's appreciative and whatnot, I don't like this group that you're running with, right? But now listen, crime is crime. Drug running is drug running. Nobody's promoting that. We're just speaking hypotheticals here, right?
Listen, we got the biggest criminals running things legally anyway, so and they commit crimes all the time.
True. But
I get what you're saying.
yeah, but if it could be done in a way where, like I said, she's safe, then I'm not saying anything.
Just feel like I said, like,
We got the big screen TVs, we got the Lambos in the driveway. Why'd I disrupt something for no reason?
listen, I said, I don't need to know anything. Listen, all I say is, listen, babes, I'm not an idiot, but whatever I need to know, you let me know. I'm not asking no questions about, you do, I'm not an idiot. I'm pretty sure I know what's going on. I mean, this is a private conversation, right? We're talking in private. I'll be like, listen, I'm pretty sure I know what's going on. I'm not even gonna mouth what I think. How you get your money.
Keep it on.
We're on the same length.
Yeah.
Whatever you know, I'm not here to stop you in any way. Whatever I need to know, you let me know. I don't want to be involved. But I know I'm involved.
You're playing it safe.
Let me know who I need to be safe around, who I need to shut the fuck up around, who can be trusted. I don't need to know why. Just tell me, you see this person. If you're ever in trouble, this is my guy. You see this person, they work for me, but don't ever talk to this person.
Gotcha.
That's all I need to know. Well, how I need to move is just tell me that, because the day they come for me, because they will, I'll get picked up or whatever it is.
That's collateral.
You know, I know nothing.
That's right.
So if they come to you saying, hey, your man told us everything, you know he's talking shit out of his ass completely because you didn't tell me anything. There's nothing I need to know. I move where you need me to move. You know where I'm going. Like if you need to know my movements, I will let you know my movements.
Yeah.
I will tell you this, I'm going here. If you need lands to follow me, watch my back. Do what you gotta do.
I went back. I mean, that's a hard one because if your girl is pulling in like, let's say 10 million a month.
They were doing this before you.
That's pretty hard for you to say, you know what, this has got to stop.
I'm not stopping nothing.
No matter, again, safety.
I'm removing myself out of the situation.
Oh, of course.
I'm not
but
stopping. I
like
can't
you said,
stop.
no matter what, you're still part of the situation. Like, you can
Yeah.
say that.
Yeah, but it's
There's
what
still-
you know.
there's
Again,
still
at the
time.
end of the day, it's what you know. That's what gets you. That's what gets you slaughtered up. Because there's people who aren't involved in things, but they know something. You gotta go, right? Watch The Wire. You figure that out.
Yes,
Right?
I still haven't watched The Wire. I'm going to watch it eventually. I don't know when, but yes, I'm going to watch The Wire eventually.
But yeah, like I said, like if I get picked, I just want to be like, you know they're gonna be there. So, all this money's coming, and you don't know anything. I'm gonna be like, listen, I'm pretty sure you knew about them before I came in the picture. So why do you think I'm gonna know anything?
That's right. That's right.
I don't know jack shit. Yes, I see. Yeah, okay, you could. You don't want to know where this money comes? Why?
Yeah. I got you.
I don't know I don't know what happens. I don't know who. Oh, who's this person?
Yep.
Who's this? What do they do with the company? This person drives me around. They don't make transactions.
I don't know
They drive
nothing.
me from here to here. I go in the car. I get out the back seat. I don't even know what the driver looks like of this vehicle.
Now, it's different if they're going to believe what you're saying.
They may not believe me.
They may not believe
But
it.
you know what? I'm not trying to convince. I'm not really, in that situation, it's not the police you're trying to convince. It's your people you're trying to convince.
That's right.
That you didn't say shit to
That's
them.
right.
Because you could say no, you could say nothing to them, but if they feel, you know what, I think they said something, you're done. So my whole thing is trying to convince the people, because I don't know who they know, who's working for them in the police station. That person interrogating me can be working for my girl, trying to figure out, is this person a snitch?
That's right.
This could all be a fake. They could have set it up for me to get booked and be like, let's see if they pass that test. Right? So you do that all the whole time. If you know nothing, you know nothing. There's nothing they can. And if there's something you know, they're gonna see it. Are they gonna say something? Yeah. And leave it at that. Didn't 50 do that? In
Power?
not Power, but I think the other one.
Growing up, raising King?
Yeah, didn't he have things son booked, picked up? I seen a clip where he had him picked up, and then they had him in the back of the car, and
I think it
they
was
questioned him,
Raising
raising King, and
King,
he was
yeah.
questioning him, and then after they exposed that, oh, they worked for him,
Yeah.
and they were just trying to see if he would yap and talk and stuff, and he didn't. You see, you gotta watch for that.
I guess at the end of the day, what it boils down to is loyalty. You know what I mean? Like, are you loyal to your wife no matter, or your girlfriend no matter what she's doing? Or is there a threshold where, you know what, it's gotten this far, it's time to protect my kids, it's time to protect the family, I gotta say something in order for us to be free. Now you may go down, but at least the family is safe and doesn't have the risk of, you know, dying or going to jail for something that you did.
Yeah.
But again, it's based on loyalty. Do you love your significant other that much? And is the money that good for you to stay silent and not say shit? Or do you be legit and, you know what, I gotta think about how longevity is. It's a good discussion. Which actually, if we're gonna keep on crime and what would you do and, you know, a loving relationship.
Now, what would you do?
Yeah.
Will we do it?
You
Okay.
wanna bring it up? You want me to say it?
This is yours.
Okay, so kind of a related segment.
Might be
Gonna
the
throw
wrong one, but
gonna
take
throw your
it.
situation.
Take it.
So let's say you win the lottery. Let's say the lottery is a bankroll of 100 million, right? Now you and your family were living a modest life. So you had a decent house, you had a decent car, decent living scenario, right? You're not living poor, you're not living on the street, you're doing good. You win the lottery, right? after you win the lottery, you commit a crime. Now the crime is murder, right? As a penalty, the judicial system decides that you have to die, right? Could be through injection, electrical, whatever they did back in the day, electric chair, whatever the case may be.
Death sentence for you.
Death sentence.
Basically.
But the judge offers you an alternative, right? You can go through the process and get electrocuted. Your family gets to keep everything. Your lottery winnings, the house, the cars.
Yeah, basically their family life continues, but just without you.
Exactly. Plus the lottery, plus the winnings.
Yeah, everything that stays.
100 million, everything.
You're not around no more. That's it.
So you've upgraded financially, and you keep that. But your husband or whoever dies. Or you live, and all your winnings, the lottery, the houses, the cars, anything that's saved up, now goes towards the victim. No, rewind that.
Is it?
No, rewind that. So the alternative is you live, right? You don't die, you don't get punished, but you now get reinserted to a different country, and all your winnings, all your stuff now goes towards the victim's family.
Yeah. So you basically start your life over in another country with your family from scratch.
Dirt poor, you have nothing, but all the winnings and everything that you have, all your assets.
We won't say you're dirt poor, but you have enough.
You start from scratch.
Yeah, you you're able to go to another country. Okay, you're able to get a home. Maybe a vehicle. The only thing you're guaranteed is a home and some clothes.
No, you're not guaranteed nothing.
No. That's what you
They call it exile. So they kick you off. You're starting from scratch.
Okay, so
they give you $100 to go live somewhere else. And
that's what I mean. No, that's what I'm saying. Okay. Maybe they don't give you home. They say, okay, because you have a family, because of your family, we'll give you
a hotel stay for a month.
Okay.
A motel stay for a month.
We'll let to let you get back on your feet, we'll got a hotel stay, we'll cover that for, okay, we'll be realistic, if you're trying to get someone to get a job, I don't know, 6 months?
Okay.
I'll give you 6 months, because you got kids and stuff.
Yeah.
No, okay, so 6 months, all right, so, there you go. What I would do, there's layers, as everything is, there's layers to everything. Now you said everything we had, so even the money that we accumulated beforehand is going to
everything is going to the victim's family.
But I got 6 months to find a job, start saving some money, and start making showing them that okay, I'm going somewhere.
Do you take the deal or not? You go through the death sentence?
No, what do you mean?
So which deal do you take?
Oh, if I take the, no, I'll take my family, we'll start over.
Okay, so you'll start over?
I know, okay, so people might think it's okay, it's selfish. Again, it depends on like I was saying, I was talking with the wife about it too. It depends on, if I was an asshole in my life, or my movements were shady all the time, I wasn't really a good person, but I was able to make my money. That's how I was able to do it. You know what I mean? And then I was lucky to win the lotto, and now blah, blah, blah. And now I commit this crime, and to make up for my sins, maybe I'll say, you know what, I'm gonna take the death, right? To keep my family, especially if I put my family through ish and stuff like that, and then, yeah, they got money, but it's just been torture, they have to stay silent, they can't go places, they can't do this, they can't do that because of how I am, then I'd probably have to take that death penalty. Okay, this is my way of making up for that, or because of the trouble I put you through, you know what I mean? I don't want you guys to now struggle again or whatever, so I'll do that.
Yeah.
But if I was a decent person, my life. We made our money, and now I just happen to win the lotto thing, and okay, something went down, a situation happened, and I end up killing someone. No, because that's not the type of person I am. It happened. Whatever situation, we're not going into deep why you killed someone. It just happened, right? It's not like you just popped off on a person. Something happened. It was a situation, and that ended up happening. No, I'll take my family. We'll go start over. And it doesn't mean your family is willing to do it too. It's not. They're not against it. You're not holding them against their will. Like you're coming with me, even though you don't want to. They want you. They're happy that you're not dying.
That's right.
Right? So we go and we'll start over. Because remember, as we said, I have 6 months to get something going. Maybe a job, right?
Yeah.
If I was beforehand.
Not guaranteed though.
But I'll get there. Listen, this is what I'm saying. If I was the type of person that we having a decent living before, right? My family's not struggling. I'm not saying we're filthy rich, but we're not struggling. We could take a vacation once a year type of thing. But I still have to work. It's not like I can just chill. I still have to work. And now I hit the lotto.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to work. Blah, blah, blah. I got connections.
I got you.
Right?
I got you.
I'm not saying everyone is going to be there for you, but if they know the type of person you are and your crime wasn't like, you're not that type of person, it was just something that happened, I'm reaching out to my connections. Especially if I did help them come in, on my way up, I help them make their business or whatever it is. I'm going to reach out to my connections and try and start it over again.
Yeah.
Get my family up. Now I know, don't do no stupidness, and you start back up and you go up. There is a possibility that can happen, but that's going deeper into it. You know what I mean? If now just to ask out of broad, just straight up, right there, what would you do?
Gotta choose one. You don't know?
It's tough. Like I said, it does go to the type of person like me right now. I can't take the death penalty because that's not me. I did it. There's a reason it happened. I'm not gonna just go out there and kill people because I need to make my money or they know too much about me or this and that because whatever secrets I'm trying to keep. Like a situation happened, they got into a fight with someone and maybe I pushed them and they bust their head and now they die. You know what I mean? Like it depends on that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I can think. Now if I'm just a bad person, but I have a family, but I make these type of movements and this and that, and I have enemies out there, then maybe I might have to just take the death because now people are coming at me. They're gonna go after they may still go after my family anyways with me dead, right? Because of my movements, right? But at least now my family has the money to get away.
That's right.
So I might have to take that and be like, listen, Dave, I'm gonna take the death. I'm gonna go, but I need you guys to get the hell out of here now. Like, dip, so I know you're safe, and then I can die in peace. At least that type of peace, right? So, but to me, it's a tough question. It's not. I don't think it's just a black or white. Like, oh, people be, oh, you're selfish. Take the death penalty. Yeah, remember, you're gone forever. You're done. You're not enjoying. You're not seeing none of that. And I know some of you dudes don't want your woman now to go check her next dude with all that money. Get her back blown out by a new man and spending that money on him.
You can also come back as a ghost of Hong
But now I got money. I'm gonna get Ghostbusters to get rid of your ass. Okay.
Oh, no. So you're going with taking the.
We starting over. I think I have. If as you said, I was already decent before the money. Like we were making. I had a job. I was working. I might have to just start over. We go somewhere else again. Because they're in a whole different country. They don't know anything that happened. Again, I'm not a criminal.
Sure.
It was just an incident that happened, and I committed a crime, and it happened. I go somewhere else. I start over.
And some countries are really have that choice. It doesn't matter what you did or what the reason was behind it. You kill somebody, death penalty. Some countries are like that. Not all countries, but I know Canada's obviously a little more lenient. And we don't believe in the death penalty. I don't believe so. But in other countries, if you commit a crime, especially murder, They'll put you to death, right?
Yeah.
Hard topic. Very tricky. But with me, I'm weighing the chances of my family being successful, right? And as a man, your role is to elevate and promote and give your family the best chance in life to survive and prosper, right? That's the whole goal is, I guess, being, quote unquote, being a leader of a household, right?
Yeah.
In that breath, you're kind of like gambling. If you give all your finances to your victim's family and you're now left to start over again, because it's not guaranteed, like I said, that you're going to prosper in a different country and even just make it. Like, I'm not talking about being filthy rich or becoming a billionaire in another country or starting a business.
Yeah.
Like, you just to even make it possibly. And remember, the country that you're leaving, they can ship you off to anywhere. Like, they say they want to put you in Guatemala. I'm just saying that on top of my head, right? Any place. You may not find the same success.
You gotta, but if the deal is you put me to start over, you can't just put me in the force of Gambaba, wherever it is.
No, they just
start
exile
over.
you. They put you on the boat.
Remember, we said you're taking care of me for 6 months. You put me in a hotel, so you can't just put me anywhere.
Listen. Find your way.
I know, but we said you can't change it now and be like, oh, just gonna drop you somewhere. You said 6 months in a hotel, you find a job. That's what I'm saying. You can start over. That's the most you're doing. You go look for a job, whatever. Yes, I know. Now I said you have connections in another country, so maybe the connections might not be able to think because the connection might only work somewhere else. But start over. You can start over. It's not as it. And you're in another country. You never know. You might be able to start up quick. You might have an idea that can work there. That
100%.
you could be like, hey, back where I was, they had this. Here they don't have that yet. Oh,
But again,
let it go in.
good point. But it's a 50-50 and you're still rolling the dice.
50-50.
Right?
Even now, it's a 50-50.
True.
So.
That's true. You raise good points, right? But I'm looking at it where, okay, not to say that I don't believe in myself in striving and being successful in another country, but there's still that perspective where things might not work out.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So for me, I'm gonna have to lever and choose the other side where if I did a crime and it's murder, you gotta atone for what you did.
But again, if I'm being, I know this is self-defense and that's different from, but again, sometimes it may not show that it was a self-defense.
That's right.
But I know that's making it bigger and broader, but again, if it's just the one time that it happened,
That's right.
and I'm sorry for that kind of thing, I can give you, listen, here, I'll start, because they said anytime, it doesn't matter, it's hard for anything. Like, and if I've done it once, like I said, and I start again, I already know the pitfalls. I know certain things that can happen. I know what to do and what not to do, kind of thing. So I can start over, and I do have a good chance of coming back up because I know certain things. If I didn't know how to start out and I was poor, and I just won the lottery, and now I got to give everything back and start from zero again, that's a different story because I don't know what to do. I won the lotto. I didn't have anything beforehand, so I can't start anywhere. So I might have to go that route in here. I'll take the death and you guys continue with life the way it is. But if I've started up,
Perfect point. But I'm still along the lines where
I hear you.
I'm thinking about the generational wealth, right? I mean, like,
Again,
I'm gonna miss my family. I'll miss my
they can
kids.
screw it up, eh? You can die and the next day, they use all of that money and you die for no reason now.
That's a good point because then that's another 50-50.
Because they know how to manage their money, it all depends, right? So,
But when you have that type of money,
but I get what you're saying.
when you have that type of money, you got to think, okay, I'm gonna have a lawyer.
Someone's got to be smart.
Yeah, I'm gonna have an accountant. I'm gonna have all that stuff set up so that when I do pass away, I know that they're gonna be okay. Put it in investments. So I'm gonna have to go along the side where, you know what, kill me off. I have just my kids are gonna have money. My wife is always gonna be okay. My family's gonna be okay. My grandparents, if they're still living, they're going to be okay. My mom's going to be okay, so on and so forth. So if I have to die in order for them to keep that wealth, if it appeases the victim's family, me dying at the same time, who's losing?
Well, yeah, that would have to kind of
Right.
be the
Right.
thing, right? Like they'll take that or whatever, or
Right.
they'll say, okay, if you don't want to die, we're taking everything that you have.
Right, 'cause
it's not going to make up for it.
course
Neither's going to make up for it.
Of
so-
course not. And remember, this is the justice system's alternative. It's not
Yeah.
the victim's family. So the victim's family is saying, listen, we're okay with it. If he's going to die for what he did to my husband, my son, or whatever the case may be, we'll take it. But at the same time, that family now is going to inherit all, going to keep all that money. That the victim's family has to be okay with seeing that.
Yeah, I know. That's the only thing too.
You know what I mean?
Most
So-
of the time, they're not going to want. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
So
I get it.
we differ on that. I choose a death penalty as long as my family's lineage continues on and they're prospering for generation upon generation upon generation. I'm cool taking the death penalty.
All right. Okay, I got one for you.
What do you got?
This is just for you. Hold on, let me see if I have something else. We might have two more, but I definitely have one for you. I already know what it is. I just want to check something out. Oh, okay. What I want. Ooh, what I want from you for the next one, because I started it but I didn't finish it. I want 10 songs that describe you.
10 songs that describe me.
Any 10 songs that you have, right? There could be 30 songs that describe you, but I just want to get like 10 songs that like, okay, this song describes me because this and this and it. It could just even be one verse in the song and everything else has nothing to do with you. It could just be the chorus, but something in the song that's like, you know what? If you want to learn about me, my vibe, how I am, kind of thing. These are 10 of the songs you can listen to.
That's a good one. Oh my gosh. I can't think of 10 off the bat.
No, I can come back for next one.
Oh, for next
time.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want you because I didn't complete.
That's a good one. I like that.
I have like 5 down, but.
Yeah, I like that.
But okay, so the question I want to wrap this up with today for you. So I seen this someone have it up. It's probably gone around. It's probably been asked before. Obviously, it has been asked before. But I want your answer.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to your boy Kobe.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Cobes.
Yeah.
And I think they asked Kobe this, and he answered it. Kobe number 8 versus Kobe number 4 wins.
24.
You know who Kobe said? He said 8. But let me hear your answer. I think that's what I heard him say on the thing. He said number 8.
Okay, so I'm actually going to disagree with my icon.
Okay.
I'm gonna say 24. Here's why I say 24.
All right.
I like people that go through adversity. I like people that, when they're counted out, they show proof. An aging Kobe, no Shaq, right? Who counted them to win anymore? Who counted them to win not just one championship, but multiple championships, right? Nobody. He was discounted. So for me personally, I would have to choose 24 over 8, simply because 8 had that. He was still growing, right? He still had his youth. He still had that skill level. He could do whatever, whenever he wanted, right? He had Shaq. He had Ron Harper. He had Robert Ory. You know what I mean? So he had help along the way. Eddie Jones.
Nick Van Exel.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, you put him at an older stage with, I wouldn't say the aging Paul Gasol. Paul Gasol was still a decent center, right? You put him with Ron Artest. Ron Artest wasn't really an offensively skilled player. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at that point, he can still go back to what he's saying. I see what you're saying.
My point is,
Yeah.
my point is, he won a championship later in his career with a much more challenging roster. That's my point, right? You take Shaq out of the equation, it made it much. You think when they played Boston that series, it would have been that close with Shaq in there? Who can guard Shaq? Garnett? No. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying there.
as far as adversity, injuries, what he had to deal with this roster, if you go back and look at that championship, they weren't really deep. They didn't really have a deep roster. So me personally, because of what he had to go through in his later career,
Yeah.
I'd have to choose 24.
Okay. I'm just saying, I think, well, it's one-on-one, right? So all that other stuff, I'm assuming wouldn't matter, but I see why you're putting it in there. For the mentality-wise, right? That mentality of the 24 Kobe is gonna be different from the 8.
For sure.
I can't, I wish I remember what he said, why, I'm pretty sure he had said number 8. I don't know if it's because maybe he's, I don't know, I'll show it to you after. I'll try and look it up after and find it, but.
But you choose 8.
Me, I don't know, I can't choose either. I didn't study Kobe like you did, like that.
Alright, well,
I can see why you say 20, one-on-one.
Like, hold on, I can make it easier for you. Same question to you. So I'm the Kobe. I love Kobe. You're an MJ. You're an MJ,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
So do you prefer the MJ prior to the retirement or the MJ that came up after retirement? Kind of similar.
Are we excluding Washington?
Fuck Washington. No,
Okay, so we're
no one
just
includes Washington anymore.
Hey, I know everyone disses that, but hey, he did some shit on there
He did.
that, you know what I mean? But, okay, I get what you're saying here. Okay, so, pre-Bulls Jordan, pre-retired Jordan. Now that's a little different, it's tough.
No, it's
tough
kind of the same.
because,
they compare.
I know, but you get that. The after retirement Jordan, so after the first 3, we're talking about the second 3 wins Jordan. That's like he's polished there a little more. Highlight wise, I gotta go for the pre because you got that young Jordan. He was fly. Like he still went up there when he came back from retirement, but you weren't getting as much. You got more of a strategic killer. I'm gonna back you down. I'm gonna give you that. The post.
So you're going pre-Jordan.
I can't pick.
See, I'm still sticking with my argument that you have to
I would
adversity.
I know that one-on-one, but that one-on-one, I know, but that you're a young buck. Think about it, a young buck. You think of yourself now. Your younger version, you playing you now. My younger version is killing me now. They're killing me now. Just because.
But the older version is.
Okay, let me not say killing me.
The older version is smarter and is more tactical when it comes to how to score. The pre-Jordan is just.
But if that step of the younger one is getting you, you know yourself. You know that. Oh, fuck, I got myself on that.
Yeah.
I can't recover after that one. I know right now, if he gets this, I can't recover. Now you're looking at shooting. You might say, you know what? When I was younger, my shot wasn't that great. Right now, it's killer.
Yeah.
Right. So there's those factors. I know with Jordan, it's just hard with Jordan because he was like we're talking one-on-one. Championships don't matter and anything. Like if we're talking one-on-one, all that stuff doesn't matter. Like he was always hungry. He was always like 63 points on a Boston Hall of Famer team. Like Jordan, like post-retired Jordan, I don't like you messing with that 63-point Jordan right there. And look who he's beating. Like this is an established team. I know it's one-on-one, but that shot, he was killing them too, right? So it's hard. Remember, Kobe in the beginning, he worked. So I can see you going with the 24, all that factors in, right? Jordan, I'm pretty sure when he came in, he probably missed it, but I'm pretty sure his first 3 years were more solid than Kobe's first 3 years.
Of course.
Right? So Jordan was a little more positive. That's why I say it's a little bit harder to go with that. So to be dead honest, I really don't know who to go to because I don't know. It's hard.
Did you anticipate Jordan winning 3 more after he came back from retirement? Is that something that you could possibly see? Don't be biased, like 1 maybe, but back to back to back.
3 in a row? I tell you, I would say it as a Jordan fan, but I can see it not happen. Like I wouldn't think 3 in a row. Like I'd say it, but it happening, I'd still be shocked.
Okay,
Right?
so capture that. Keep that in your mind, right? For him to come back and do that.
For your first time too. Remember, he won one championship.
But he had youth on his side.
I know, but to win 3, it's still tough. And you have youth on your side, right?
Yeah.
So your mentality is, I won one, I'm gonna do it again. But after that, you're thinking, oh, I won one, I know this next one's gonna be tough. So you anticipate yourself to deal with that type of mentality, right? But remember, first, it's not like he won one, missed, a couple years went by, didn't do anything, and then he got another. You won one, then you won it again, and then you won it again. When you got your championship, you did something no one else did.
I got
right away, right? And then you left, came back, and it's not like it was 2-3 years, and then the Bulls won again.
Yeah.
You lost that half a season, came back your first full season back. Won, and didn't they set the record? Didn't they go 72-10? Or was it because when they beat Seattle, I think the year they did 72-10.
I don't think that was his first season. I know he went from 45 to back to 20. I don't think they won it. They lost to Orlando.
That's the half season he came back. He didn't come back.
Okay, good point.
He came back halfway through that season.
Gotcha.
They lost, and then the next season was the full season back, and he won. Right? So that's what I'm saying. He won. Then he won 3 right there. But I think that was the 72-10 season. I don't know if it was that one or the first Utah matchup. I swore it was Seattle when they did it, because they faced Seattle in the finals. I think that was the year. Think about that, bro.
All right. I know we're gonna argue here.
He's the fucking GOAT. I don't care.
Hold on.
Listen, it's dead.
Hold on a second.
Don't ever talk to me about who is GOAT. No man is talking to me about GOAT. You retire, come back 72-10, and then win 3 more.
No one's talking about this. The whole GOAT side is belongs to Jordan. But I know that this is gonna spark a fight and a debate. But I'm keeping my lane. I'm putting 2 feet on the ground, and I'm standing on business.
Do it.
You ready?
What do you say?
I know enough people are gonna argue with me. I don't give 2 shits.
Kobe's beating Jordan in what? Go.
Hold
Let
on
me
a
see.
second. Hold on a second. Let me get to it.
I know you're not.
Let me say.
Go ahead.
A prime Kobe versus a young Jordan. I'm picking Kobe.
Wait, that doesn't. What is a young? What do you mean a young prime? So Kobe at his best against Jordan coming in. So you weighted in your favor. Why isn't it prime Kobe against prime Jordan?
Jordan's not good, right?
Huh?
Jordan's not wicked. He's a basketball god. Right?
I'm still taking young Jordan. Why?
So
Kobe's
so
studying
it's
that
not
shit.
fair. I'm picking Kobe.
Because I see what you're doing there, right?
It's an even
But
battle.
you know why it still makes Jordan better? Because you have to young Jordan and put Kobe at his height to beat him.
But Jordan was still Jordan.
Because if you take prime Jordan, ain't no one beating prime Jordan.
Well, I'll concede. Okay, that's a good point. But it's a good debate, though, right?
Take your.
Jordan, it wasn't like Jordan was trash.
Listen,
in his first few years. He was Jordan.
He's not smoking Kobe. I'm not going to be stupid and be like a young Jordan is smoking a prime Kobe. He's not. I don't think he's not smoking him. If they did a 7-game, that might be Jordan's first 7-game. Game 7 in a finals. If they're playing each other, like it's your final match.
Yeah, but hold on a second.
That might be his first time. And you know what?
But then you would have to pick Kobe then.
No.
Because Jordan had to strive to get. He had to beat up the Pistons. He had to beat the Detroit. He had to beat the Boston Celtics.
He's still dropping his points. You know why he struggled? Because
he's not winning.
He didn't hold on.
Not even get into a game.
But he didn't get the team involved. This is why he lost. He hasn't been to a game 7 in the finals. He's been in game 7 in the playoffs. The finals he hasn't seen a game 7. He's seen a couple of game 7s in playoffs. Yeah. Which is fine or whatever. Right? This is why I said he's not smoking coke, but this Jordan, a young Jordan still smart. He dropped his point. Remember what I said? 63 points against a Boston team. Okay. Hall of Famers. Right? In his young days. Right? Kobe in his prime, yes. He could probably drop. He probably could have dropped super. He he didn't do 60. He did 81, yes, okay, great. It was the shitty ass Raptors at that time, whatever, right? It ain't no great Raptor. He ain't dropping 81 on a Boston like that Boston team, right? I don't even know if he's getting.
No, but during that Boston series, he was injured. They were bagging him up hard.
And he still dropped 63.
No, I'm talking about Kobe.
Oh, Kobe, which
Yeah.
one? Which
When they played the Celtics in the winter game 7.
No, I'm talking about Kobe.
Something like
Kobe
that.
playing the Hall of Famer, not this boss, not Ray Garnett boss. I'm talking take Kobe and face the same Hall of Fame team Jordan faced and dropped 63.
Okay, so what age? What?
I'm saying Jordan's doing that. At the young Jordan is doing that to a Boston Celtics.
You don't
team.
think Kobe could do that at a prime? Kobe couldn't do that?
I'm saying a prime Kobe, he could probably do that, but that's what I'm saying. It's a prime Kobe, and that's prime Kobe. If the young Jordan can do that, he's not getting killed by Kobe. Kobe, I can see you taking Kobe. If you were to say I'll take prime Kobe over Jordan, I'm not saying you're completely wrong. I'm not gonna be like, oh, that's dumb, that's stupid. I'm just going, I'm a Jordan fan, but I can appreciate that. I can accept that. You saying a prime Kobe's beating Jordan. I can even see Jordan saying that. I can see Jordan saying prime Kobe is beating me. I can see him saying that, right? I can get that. So I think it'll be close. I'm going Jordan because I'm a Jordan fan. I don't expect you to say Jordan. I expect you to say Kobe. But if you were to say Jordan, I can get that too. As I said, it's not a blowout. I don't think it's a blowout. They're going, each game is close. Maybe someone might squeak a little bit of a bigger win, you know. You might get a little hot. I get it, but I think it'll be close all around because that Jordan, his mentality is what Kobe's mentality is.
All right, we need someone to make the final word though. TJ, prime Kobe, you're the one that can break the tie. Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it. Prime Kobe, youthful Jordan. Who wins?
MJ all day.
Oh, God. Come on.
MJ all day.
Come on, TJ. You're disappointed, brother.
He's the blueprint.
We get you.
You're disappointed, brother.
MJ's the blueprint, man.
He's the blueprint, but you can't. You have to respect our Kobe's.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Like even I'm saying, Kobe would have demolished Jordan. Everybody knows that, right? I'll even say to the point where it'll probably come down to like the very last second. Like, it'll be that type of a dogfight. But if you're putting in Kobe's mentality,
Okay.
What you learned from Jordan's young mentality.
cool. But
So they
Jordan
gotta see
learned that from someone else prior to him.
But that person's
Right,
not in the
everybody
game.
learns from a prior generation.
That person's not in the game though. So we're talking about the two people playing, which is Jordan and Kobe. And between the two, Kobe learned Jordan's mentality. And Jordan had that mentality from young. Kobe isn't just taking, oh, okay, he won 2 championships, let me get this. He's taking Jordan from in the league he started because he was doing his shit from then, and that's what Kobe wanted to do. So their mentalities are basically the same. Kobe's might be a little, because you said he's prime, so that's the years of a little more years experience to get there. But again, it's all from Jordan. He's getting it from. So Jordan is gonna recognize what's going on. He sees what's going on. That's why I say I can't fight you on or be like, oh, you're wrong to say prime Kobe will be a young Jordan. I can see it happening. Close. It'll be close. Where in the end, it's like, it doesn't really matter. They're kind of the same. When I see those type of games where teams play each other and it comes down to the wire and like every game is close, for one side to be like, oh, we're way better than you guys. And no, you're not way better. It's a luck of the draw. The wind blew one way and the ball went in, or the wind blew this way, now the ball didn't go in, and that's how you beat me, or that's how I beat you. You can't just be like, oh, I'm way better than you. You're too close. That's too close.
You know what I like about this discussion? Not once have we mentioned
Him, the
fake Kobe. You a bum. Now, once we have to mention that kind of conversation, because we all know he ain't part of that gold conversation.
We all know.
We're joking. LeBron's there, but
We
to
all
me, he'll never be a Kobe status or a Jordan status. That's my opinion. I'm pretty sure that's your opinion too.
He's his own status, and I'll give you guys that, and that's about it. He's his own.
He's his own style. status because it's playing so much like a dinosaur.
There's
Who's not going to get the scoring title when you're 50 years old? It's like, come on.
Listen, there's
Well, the
plenty
most
we can
points
go
are-
on. There's plenty we can go on. We might have to just make a one dedication podcast, and we just gonna talk Jordan, Kobe,
Yeah.
a little,
Bring up some highlights.
and him, because we are like a bunch of stuff people try to throw, and you see in the comments the same stuff over when they try and discredit Jordan. What happened his first 6, 7 years? Jordan fans act like he only played 6 years. No, we don't. We know about those years. We can admit those first 7 years.
Didn't
He didn't win.
He broke
It's
his leg.
basically a whole season. Like the second year, he was out basically the whole season, and when he came back, he still took over. Okay, he struggled. We didn't say he didn't lose in the beginning. Our whole point is when he won, and he started with his whole thing was this. Jordan never.
Yeah.
His whole time was this. You might get one of these. You know, Detroit years might have been something like that. But the moment
He figured it out.
and it just went up. He never dropped back down. He retired. Like I said, he retired, came back, set the record, not him, but the team, with his help, set the record of 72-10, which is still the best record. Why? Because he won the title that year.
No, it's
Golden
not-
State
not-
did. Golden State did not win it. I don't give a shenanigans. You didn't win the title.
Very
you have
good,
a
very-
record.
Yeah.
You had the best. Okay, you had the best record. You didn't have the best team.
Yeah.
Give you that. There you go. But that record means nothing if you can't finish it off.
Good point.
Right? You have a cake. The cake is beautiful thing. But if you put a piece of shit on the top of the cake, the cake is trash now.
Cake is done.
No one cares about the cake. No one's gonna eat the cake anymore, right? So that's how I look at it. You went up, you never dropped. If you want to talk about Washington years, go ahead. There's still footage. There's one that goes around talking about the 2-game win,
The game
96
winner?
points in 2 games.
Yeah.
When he dropped 40 something one game, and the next game dropped more.
You know what I didn't know about that? I know it's off topic. I didn't know that in order for him to become an owner, he was forced to play that role. I didn't know that. That was part of like some contract or whatever.
Hold on.
Yeah. We're gonna wrap it up after this one. TJ, how does it look?
It's good, it's different.
Honest opinion.
It's different from here. Yeah, more light here. And plus, so this is the first one we did with
Do you,
a lot of light.
do you prefer this side or that? When you say different, do you prefer it or no?
No, like it's just different because we're getting more light this way. So like the footage is much more clear
Okay.
than going this way.
Gotcha.
That way we're using more lighting from artificial lights instead of using natural light.
Gotcha. Yeah, I find it outside of the glare, because I'm not used to the glare like that. Like when it was on that side, I don't remember it being that bright. But also that, I think it's better. I think it's better. But overall, how was the flow?
Flow's good.
Yeah. What do you think you could work on for the next one?